VC. I'm back and it's time for another Stump the Video. Is this number 5 or 6? Anyway, it's also National Copy Day. Today is the 29th of September. Am I right about that? Yep, it is National Copy Day. So I do moderate my coffee because supposedly it's not good for blood pressure, but I still drink it, but not as much as I used to. Anyway, before I do today's entry, a recent comment asked if I could do a video on New Zealand, Australian bands. I'll have to do my homework before I do that because I have bands from New Zealand and Australia, but I'm not always sure exactly. And back in the 90s, I had the opportunity to buy a bunch of Flying Nun releases really cheap, and I bought them mainly because of that. You know, it's the label, and when will I see these again? Some of those records, honestly, I've never liked, but I still have them. So I have to kind of go in and look. But in the near future, I'll try to do that, okay? I got to feel it, you know, I just, you know, or else I won't do it, you know. So I've chosen an album by a group that, kind of like what Ron did. This is a group that it's likely that someone else in the VC has something by them. They might have this, but this is not an easy one to find. And I'm showing the very first album by the band Biota, who then became, well, they were the Mnemonist Orchestra Biota, out of Fort Collins, Colorado. This is their first album, Biota. Let me see, I've got the date up on the 1982 is when this came out. And intriguing stuff. The band primarily are sound explorers and noise makers, as well as doing a lot of visual art that accompanies the records. When I first heard the Mnemonist Biota, I was really fascinated because I couldn't identify readily what they were making the noises with. So this is a really nice, and like I say, these are probably a bit hard to find. But this is their first album. Opens up. Three-way with a bunch of art. Let me just show some of this art. And I'm not going to play any music other than my own. In my last video where I played some music, but not by me, it got some places you can't hear the video. But there's these art prints that come, several art prints that come with the music. Intriguing stuff with information on the back of each about the music making process. Love stuff like this. And the DYS book. I was going to try to get the DYS book. I don't think I did. But Biota Mnemonist. You know, Soviet France is probably the closest band I can think of that I can compare them to. Intriguing work. Really, really interesting, and not easy to describe, but Biota, their first album. Anybody else have a copy of that in the BC? Like I said before, everybody's probably got at least one record that no one else has. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you could literally sit 1,000 or 2,000 people in an auditorium and have them each show a record. I bet you successfully every person in the room could show at least one record that no one else in the room owns. There's so much music, and I like this thread very much. I've also been peeping a few videos of people who I had just subscribed to. Honestly, a big part of what that's about is just supporting the idea of the BC, giving people a thumbs up, and just again supporting the idea of the BC. You know, I can't watch all videos. Don't want to watch all videos. I don't want to watch like I used to. I just, I've said this many times, but it's just really true. Jonathan Henschel from the BC was here a couple days ago. We attended the services for Tim Guthrie's wife, Gozler's Den, and we talked quite a bit. Had a great visit. But I said very honestly, it's like my reason for watching has changed, and I'm not as interested in watching videos like I used to be. But the idea of the BC, I think, is golden, and I want to promote it and support it. So, record and music lovers, yes, music first, but yes, this is an art form. It's an art form. So, music lovers unite, record lovers unite. Show your CDs, your DVDs, whatever. Enjoy. Enjoy.